Today's broadcast is being brought to you by WokeSkipTracing.com. Look up phone numbers and email addresses with ease, with pricing as low as only 15 cents per match, not per search, per match. If there's no number or email address, you don't pay. Get accurate data in just minutes. WokeSkipTracing.com. That's WokeSkipTracing.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women and children of all ages, it's about that time. It's Monday Night Raw, real estate style. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having yourself a great Monday. We got a great treat for you tonight, as well as some coming up in the coming weeks. Go ahead, put your name in, where you're coming in from. We can give you a quick shout out before we get started with the show. And I want to let you know a couple of announcements before we get this thing going. Let's see, next Monday night we'll be on 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. We're going to walk through some of my favorite marketing systems. I'm going to have a guest on for that. That's next Monday night. Make sure you're chimed in for that. The following week, we're on with Antoine Campbell Sr., CEO 929 over on IG. We're going to be talking to him on the 17th of August. Come on in and pick his brain. He's doing deals in multiple locations as well. Virtually. Everybody virtual now. That's the way we're doing it. And let's see. We got also coming up on the 31st of August, we'll be on with Victor Antonio. You might have seen him on with Grant Cardone or something like that. You might have seen him on the internet talking about sales because, you know, this business is all about sales. We're going to be on with him Monday, August the 31st, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. This is what we do each and every week. If you ever want to be notified of the upcoming live streams, all you have to do is text JV to 31996. You'll get the free joint venture agreement that works with wholesalers, real estate agents, and other real estate investors. Plus, you'll be notified of the live streams as we go live, as some just was notified a few moments ago. So all you have to do is text JV to 31996. That's how we do it. Let's see who we got up in here. What up? What up? WD Property Investments. I see you, bro. Chris Jackson. What up, though? I see you down in Texas. Mike buys houses full price in New Orleans. What up? Baltimore in the building. I see you. What up? What up? Bobby Blue, what it do? Angela Long, what up? Mr. I Stay Woke. You know that's right. That's how we doing it. LA in the building. West Coast. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Denise? I see you. Let's see. Who else we got? Houston. Houston in the building. H-Town. All right. McKinney, Texas. I see Texas representing pretty hard here. That's right. Back at it again. That's how we do it. What's up, Lucy? What's up, everybody? So like I said, give this video a thumbs up. Give it a like. Give it a share. We're on tonight with one of my favorite people, Mr. Chris Bruce, a.k.a. Detroit Mogul. We're about to get this thing started, everybody. Share it out. Tag somebody who want to know about this real estate stuff because it's about that time to get it popping.
And we have Mr. I Stay Woke. And Mr. I Stay
Woke. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another real estate video. I know we got people chiming in from all the different social medias. We are live streaming on Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, and in multiple groups on Facebook, and we're watching temporarily over here on IG. If you're watching on Instagram, hop on over to the YouTube channel at Chris Monroe STL if you want to get the full experience. So without further ado, I want to bring in my bro that I got to meet from where we meet him at? Out in Las Vegas. I was out in Las Vegas, got to meet up with him, got to connect. A powerful brother. You might have seen him on ABC. You might have seen him on Fox News. You might have seen him on New York Weekly in the print or on the TV. You might have seen him somewhere. My bro, known as Detroit Mogul on Instagram, Chris Bruce. What up, bro? Welcome to the Chris Monroe Show.
Man, I appreciate you, Chris, bringing me on the show, man.
Great, great. Good to have you on. And if your name Chris, you got to be a heavy hitter, right?
That's a fact.
That's right. That's right. So you can't lose. So for people who may not know, give people a little bit of background. Who is Chris Bruce and what do you do, bro?
Absolutely. So Chris Bruce is a knucklehead from Detroit that was trying to figure out life early on at the age of 21. I actually got involved in real estate, bought my first rental property because my dad told me it was a good idea. End up losing that property during the last recession, the crash. Fast forward, I got introduced to this whole wholesaling thing 3 years later, and I went ahead and decided to go full all in. And now I've been in the business for 11 years. I've done tons and tons of real estate deals all across the country. And just a person that's just trying to make sure that I'm leading the community, the culture of showing them different ways of how they can, utilize this strategy to be able to start to capitalize and get your capital up and then be able to turn it into some wealth building strategies like buying rentals.
I know that's right. Say 11 years. So you've seen this market go up, down, sideways, and every which way. So I know this kind of is a flashback to the 2008 type thing right now, right? With this Corona.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely totally different. We probably not even gonna feel the wrath of like the market shift to me in maybe the end of this year, next year, I think. What's weird is actually the Corona did the opposite. Like in our market here, properties is flying off they're not even staying on listings at all. It's crazy. So actually the opposite. We're in a recession. Like
Say this time to turn up. Everybody else running away. You going toward it.
Yeah. What
market are you in, by the way?
Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Newport Richey, all of this area of like they call it, it's like Central Florida, Central Mid-South Florida in a sense. So yeah.
What's that? Jacksonville in there too, or no?
Well, no, Jacksonville is North Florida. Central is more like Orlando, and then you kind of get like right under is Tampa and the surrounding areas around there before you get to South Florida.
So the middle of Florida, just taking over multiple markets right in there. They say it's like a competitive place, though. Florida, people don't really want to go there. They think it's too many people there, too many sharks like swimming around us now.
I mean, yeah, there's competition, but at the end of the day, I like, a competitive market. It's not, LA or Miami, but it definitely is, it's competitive. But that's the thing. When you get a deal, you're going to make so much money on that deal because there's no inventory. And so, once something come across your plate, it's a wrap. Like, you're going to probably make at least, if you obviously, if you got it at the right price, you'll make $15,000-$20,000 on the wholesale easy.
Wow. So lock it up low and go with the flow.
Yeah.
All right. So you say you do a little bit of wholesaling, a little bit of buying holds. What else do you do? Is that what you do mainly?
Yeah, that's it. Like now I've transitioned now to just straight looking at buying holds. Like I bought a mobile home in Plant City, which is a little north of Tampa. And right now I'm also looking in Cleveland to buy some rentals out there right now this month of August. So that's all I'm working on now, man, is just trying to just buy to hold at this point. I'm not so interested in like wholesaling everything. If I find a wholesale deal that makes sense, I'll do it. But other than that, I'm trying to buy it myself to keep it.
It's the same way I've been. Everybody say, I want to wholesale. I don't want to keep it. I'm like, man, you better stay in the deal. That's where you make the money at, right?
Yeah.
Most definitely. So are you doing traditional rentals, or are you using some of those creative strategies like lease options and all that other type of stuff?
Yeah, we're doing owner financing. Yeah, we're owner financing them out. Because the thing about it is that I like that to me better versus doing a traditional rental, because the thing is that like I don't have to worry about fixing some of the stuff for the house when I owner finance it out, So I like that, but now I'm straight buying it with my cash though. I'm taking the cash I'm making from my other business and just buying it out cash.
Right. That makes sense. So virtual is what it is. And I know you said you were from Detroit and you moved to Florida. I guess you had enough of that cold weather.
Yeah, man, I was getting in trouble, and it was cold weather as well. So I had an opportunity to either move to Jamaica with my dad or come to Florida with my mom, and I decided to come to Florida. And it's actually the best decision I made. So it worked out for the good.
I know that's right. Angela wants to know, how's the Detroit market? Are you still investing there, or you left that alone, period?
Yeah, I'm not investing in Detroit. I'm actually I looked at a few rentals last week from one of my guys that's a realtor. He sent me some listings and stuff. Detroit, for a standpoint of like either holding or wholesaling, is still pretty solid. There's certain areas in the particular neighborhoods of Detroit that are better than others. Like there's still some places where it's just like land, there's nothing there besides like the land. Like you'll see like 2 houses, and then all the other houses gone. It's land, and nobody's gonna build a house in a neighborhood where there's no new builds going on. But there's certain areas in Detroit that are good. So to answer your question, yeah, Detroit is still a good market in my opinion. It's not the best market, but you can still make a couple dollars and make some money out there.
Because I understand you can get deals there pretty cheap or something, right? Like it's kind of like these Midwest markets are all pretty cheap from what I understand.
Yeah, all of the Midwest markets for the most part, well, I say all of them, but a lot of them. Like I'm looking at Cleveland because it's the strongest rental market in the country right now.
Really, the strongest?
Yeah, even when the pandemic hit, Section 8, they were paying full 100% of. So like with Section 8, most of the tenant got to pay like $200 or whatever. Section 8 actually carried the full amount of the rent to the landlord. So yeah, they got a strong rental market out there. So that's what I'm looking at.
I know that's right. Get the rentals up, get the paper up. So we got about 33 people watching right now across multiple platforms and over here on IG. I'm ending it for you guys. See you on the other side. And I did want to ask you, so when it comes to like marketing to try to attract these motivated sellers, I guess in multiple markets, what are you using to do that? Is this some special tools, a special magic juju you're putting on them, or what?
Well, really it is just focusing on 3 marketing strategies. One, we got a VA that's cold calling all day. Not all day, I would say like 2 to 3 hours a day. And then we have also another VA that does our ringless voicemail and also does text messaging. So text messaging has actually been working very efficiently for us, like very, very efficient actually. But we transitioned them from the text message is just to get an intro call going. I mean, intro conversation going. And then we transition to them getting on the phone so we can actually figure out, are they in this position where they're distressed seller or they have a distressed property? And that's the biggest thing. And then from there, once we see that there's interest on the phone, then we get over to my acquisition guy that takes over from there. But yeah, I mean, text messaging has been like really effective. Cold calling still does work, but we still get more of our leads from text messaging and then a couple from ringless voicemail.
So wait a minute, are you going in with the text message and negotiating through text, or say just get the conversation going to get on the phone?
Yeah. The thing is that I don't like doing any type of negotiation through text because first off, it's very hard to build a rapport. It's very hard to see and hear, to even know somebody's tonality, right? So a text message, the way you can be read can be, you can read a text message and determine a different perspective of what you read. Somebody could have said something and it might not have been anything that was trying to, come off as a harm or whatever, but you can read a message and look at it and your perspective on it is totally different. So I believe that I don't think that it's the best way to negotiate. I would want to be on the phone with the homeowner. They can hear my tonality. I can pretty much mirror how they are. If they're a fast talker, I want to talk fast. If they're a slow talker, they're older, I want to make sure I'm talking to them, they can understand what I'm saying. So nothing through text, even though we've done it before, we usually never do that. So the text conversation is strictly just to, make sure that we're talking to the right person, see if they happen to be interested in getting a cash offer for their property. If so, then we're going to transition to the phone call because we said there's a few questions that we need to ask, and it'll be easier if we can get them on the phone.
Most definitely, because a lot of people want to try to negotiate on the text. I'm like, don't do that. You're messing it up, man. Don't do it. So that's definitely the right way to go. Get the conversation started, open them up, and then get on that phone and see if you can bring it on home. Mm-hmm. So you say text messaging, a little bit of cold calling. Do y'all do bandit signs or anything like that, or any of that type of stuff, or Facebook marketing? Or
nah, I mean, we of course we've tried it all. We've done it all, and it's been effective over the past 11 years. But currently, no, we haven't done any of that. I'm actually been thinking about getting back into doing some more direct mail. Because we used to go heavy with direct mail for years. That used to be the only strategy I used to use. And I thought about it. I was like, even with the pandemic still going on, businesses are starting to open up. But I kind of feel bad I didn't take advantage of it. Other people were home. They probably were definitely going to open their mail because they at home.
Ain't doing nothing. They chilling. So give them something to read. Send them a long letter that's already pre-made.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So getting back into the mail. Mail is expensive though, right? That's one of the most expensive marketing you can do.
It is, but I just used to love getting the calls from those people because like they already like from my marketing, we would do postcards, and the way everything was set up in a postcard, we're already kind of pre-selling them. So yeah, we got people that would call us and they'd be like, take us off the list or whatever. But that 1 to 3 calls that we would get that they were interested, it was like pretty much typically a solid lead because we had certain verbiage in our postcard that would like get rid of like the people that just wasn't really interested in.
No, that's right. All right. So when you're actually talking to different sellers or your VA or whoever's doing the initial call or your acquisitions person, what type of screening are they doing? Are they doing to just see if they want to sell to gauge motivation, or are they trying to see if they would accept some type of creative terms, or what type of screening are they doing when they talk to these people?
Yeah, honestly, we don't do a lot of creative terms. That's something that I want to educate myself in and get a little bit more into that because I've lacked in that area. But mainly what we're trying to do is just figure out to determine in their situation, are they a distressed seller? One thing we do, and this is what we tell every homeowner up front, and this helps us build a strong rapport so they understand how our business model is. We tell them up front what we do, which is we got 3 exit strategies. 1, we may buy your property up, fix it up, resell it, put it back on the market, resell it. 2, we may buy it, fix it up, we might hold it as a rental. 3, we may buy it, sell it the same day as is to another investor that we see is a better fit for the project, which is us explaining that we may wholesale their deal, we just say it in a better way. So us
Wait a minute, that was heavy right there. We got to don't run over that too quick. That was heavy. That very one, that sounded strong. You tell them, wait a minute, we might just buy it and sell it the same day. And that's to their mind, it sounds like what? Oh wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
So when we say, hey, we might buy a house the same day, sell it as is to another investor that we see as a better fit for the project. But we also say, like, regardless, today, if we agree on a price, whatever that price is, no matter what extra strategy we're going to use, you're going to be locked in that price that we're going to give you. And so they don't care. So when we are marketing the property, dispoing it, and they might see that we got their property listed, Craigslist or whatever, we tell them, hey, listen, it's just a little more work for the project. We felt that we should go ahead and market it to one of our buyers. So we're just, we're just basically exercising our 3rd strategy that we told you guys about. And our homeowners never get mad about it because they're like, okay, I was upfront about it,
I like that. And it was smooth and subtle. It wasn't over complicated. Sometimes we just buy it and sell it the same day to another investor. Smooth. I like that. Yeah. I have to steal it. No.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So we'll put it to the test. See, people think we just on these streams talking that talk, but we be picking up little nuggets. I hope y'all are watching in the comments. I see we got some comments here. If you do have any questions about anything we're speaking about, put it in the comments, and we'll definitely try to get an answer for you guys. So, talking to sellers, you let them know your 3 exit strategies. So when they see it up on the internet somewhere, they're not like, "Hey, you selling my house for more than you got it from me from, baby? What are you doing?"
Right.
Yep. So they feel a lot better with that. That's cool. So let me see what we got here. Let's see here. Do you mostly virtual wholesale, or are you still walking every property? That's what Lucy wants to know on Instagram, on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, everything is virtual wholesale. What we do is we will first identify that they do, have obviously they're in a situation. I tell people if there's not a distressed property or they aren't a distressed seller, it's going to be a very challenge to even get the deal locked up. So once we identify that, which is basically figuring out what is the reason for looking to sell today. Is there any repairs? We want to know, maybe there isn't any repairs, but if we were to give you a free $20,000 gift card to go do whatever it is that you want in your house to fix up, what things would you upgrade in the property? Once we have a very good determination that there's some type of typical reason why they're looking for money to sell their house, or there is some distress as far as repairs or upgrades that's needed, we will determine the offer based off of cash comps or what properties are selling for that buyers are buying. We'll make an offer over the phone, lock it up before we even go see it. Then we'll have somebody, on the ground that will pay $25 to $50 to go to get photos and videos of it. So yeah, everything that we're doing is virtual. We don't walk the properties. I mean, sometimes the acquisition guy will go there just because he wants to, but all of the deals are locked up before we even go see the property.
Now that's so powerful, and I came in the game that way, and I don't even know people be running out to the house. I gotta go see the house. I'm like, man, I'm locking them up, then go see the house. What are you doing all that? That all they running out to the house and find out they don't even really want to sell that bad or whatever, you know.
Right.
So definitely, so virtual is the way to go. Lock them up before you go see them. So how do you assess the repairs? How do you figure out what to offer and things like that?
Yeah, no, good question. So what we do is that we use PropStream for our to be able to run comps. We look at the MLS data and public records, of course. But our biggest thing is that when we're talking with the homeowner and we're asking them again the repairs that's needed, then we ask them the $20,000 gift card question. Like, hey, if we give you $20,000 gift card to Home Depot, what things would you upgrade in the property? Once they're kind of telling us, like, yeah, well, I guess I would, fix, I would upgrade, then put new kitchen cabinets, then we would put new appliances, and then now I'm starting to we figuring out, all right, this is the certain stuff that needs to be upgraded in the property. Typically, unless they come to us and say like the roof needs to be replaced, because that's another question we ask them, when the last time the roof was replaced. Once we identify based off of the repairs, upgrades that they're telling us, we'll add on a little bit more, obviously. But what we do is our formula, we'll look at the numbers of what properties are going for. Most all of the cash sales that's selling today, they all need repairs or upgrades. There's not many deals with cash, right? That's like all the way fixed up, ready to go. So we'll take that number, that or the comps that we've seen, and we'll subtract that by 10 to 15,000. That's how we come up with our offering.
Wow. So you just go ahead and just go for the gusto. Don't play around and none of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Get them locked up. Sometimes they want to offer this, or they say they won't less than you was going to offer them anyway. Like, wait a minute. Yeah. Hurry up, sign them up.
Exactly.
So, all right. So getting those pictures. Have you ever had sellers just get pictures for you? Because we do that sometimes too. Have them send pictures.
Yeah. But I like to send my own people out. The reason why is because we did that one time. And of course, the seller didn't want to send us, like, there was one time there was a stain on the roof, and of course they didn't want to send us that photo. So we was just like, we got to keep sending our people out there because we have a certain process of how we have them take certain photos of each room. So we make sure we get a whole visual of everything. Because I mean, I get it. If I was a homeowner and I was trying to sell to somebody, I probably would miss the little broken window or something like that, in the photo.
Exactly. Yeah. I tell them to, take the picture sideways, landscape view, and take pictures of anything that looks like it might need to be replaced or repaired. So, they do try to dodge out though, because that's definitely true. Oh, I forgot about this. I bet you did. Now we're going to drop that price.
Right.
So what do you think about renegotiating with a seller? Say they said something on the phone, you get there, you notice, hey man, it's another $20,000 worth of work that you didn't say nothing about. What do you do about that? Do you
No, definitely. So we do that often. So what we'll do is we play good cop back. That's the good thing about if you have somebody that's doing the negotiation for you. My negotiator guy makes me out to a bad guy. But what we do basically is that we'll come back and we'll be like, man, we got some good news and bad news. And they'll be like, what? And like, well, the good news is, it looks like we're all good. I talked with the title company, they're ready. I think we're going to definitely be able to close in the next few days. But after talking we had 3 different estimates from 3 different contractors of repairs that's needed on this property. And man, they're all coming back, much higher than what I thought. This property needs way more repairs than what we expected. I really was under the impression that, based off our conversation and the assessment of what you told me that was needed was going to be a lot lower than these contractors' estimates. And so I just can't pay whatever the amount I'm saying. And oh man, it was like, yeah, I'd be out of business if I were to pay that. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I would literally go bankrupt. There's just too much more work. And again, I've tried 3 different contractors and their estimates are all way higher than what I expected. I was like, the good thing is I can close on it, but it's just, I won't be able to close at that price. A lot of them be like, all right, well, what price would you be able to do? And I'd be like, well, I really need to be just, and I'll say maybe $5,000 under. I'm not going to hit them over the head like a crazy number, but it's typically like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 under what it is I negotiated. And then it always works for the most part. I think we're probably like 6 out of 9 that it works. Because the thing about it is that most homeowners, once we have, and you can't do this, so the tip is you can't do this right after you negotiate. Like you got to wait like a week to come back. Like I would say at least 5 to 7 days before you come back with that type of negotiation, if not longer. But what happens in their head is that they have already spent that money. right? You say, all right, I'm gonna give you $50,000. They sign a contract. They already didn't say it. Okay, 10,000 going to this debt. We're gonna pay this. Take another 5,000. We're gonna put that on down payment of the car. We're gonna go to some vacation. The money already spent. You know what I'm saying? So they already counting their dollars of where money is going to, because the thing about people I understand is that most homeowners have never sold a property. They bought a property. Unless they're an investor, unless they've been in the game, then a lot of people have never sold a property. So the thing about it is that they never had that amount of money, typically also in their bank account at one shot, as one big check or one wire. So again, they counted and dissected where each dollar was going to go to. And so for them to be able to like take that all the way away over a couple of dollars doesn't make sense. So a lot of them would end up, they'll take the negotiation all day. And that's one of our ways that we use to negotiate and get it down.
Wow. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now I do like the part where you just tell them, yeah, I can't close at that number. And you allow them to come back and say, oh yeah, well, what can you do? And let them do it versus you telling them I can do something. That's the nugget in there, right?
Yep.
Let them come to you and say, well, what can you do? I mean, I spent this money. I mean, what can you do? Save me. I'm actually in a situation like that right now, as a matter of fact. We got a deal just put under contract. And I had them take the pictures, like I just said.
Right.
They took pictures and say, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you about this before they took the pictures. There's a big crack in the basement. But I already got it locked in with an end buyer. So I was going to renegotiate, but I'm going to wait a couple more days. This has only been 4 days. I don't want to do it too quick. Don't do
it too quick. Yeah, wait a couple of days.
Close to closing.
Yep.
So we need to talk about 3 or 4 days.
You could do it right before. I haven't done that in years, but you could do that right before closing, and it for sure will work.
The day of closing, hey, we're gonna drop the 3-4 grand. They gonna drop it.
Oh yeah.
Dang. See, I knew not to do it too quick. See, I was wise before I knew it, and I ain't even knew it. All right, so that's some nuggets right there. If y'all get some value, give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share. Let's see what we got over here. A bunch of questions. They loading them up in here. All right, let's see here. WD Property Investment say, what's a good way to get off the phone when a seller is wasting your time and not interested?
Yeah, good question. So the biggest thing is that, people want to talk your ear off all day, wasting your time. And what we do is when we're explaining our process, another thing that we let homeowners know is say, listen, we don't buy every home that we come across. It's a very good way to tell people that, hey, listen, you know what? Not every property that we come across, not every homeowner we talk to that we buy. And then also what we tell them is that, listen, the reason why is because we are looking to help a specific person. We're looking to help someone that, is in a distressed situation or has a distressed property, and they would rather go the route of being able to, liquidate it for cash, and not have to go through the traditional way of hiring a realtor, fixing up the property, paying closing costs, and paying the commission to a realtor. So the biggest thing is that, when we're talking with them, if we identify that they're not, a distressed seller or they have a distressed property or looking for a retail or whatever, we say, listen, I don't want to waste any more of your time. I can tell by talking with you that you don't want your time wasted. You're a very important person, and I don't want to waste your time or waste any more of mine. It seems like right now that you're probably more fit to go the traditional route because the numbers that you're looking for or your expectation is more of a retail. I'm an investor. I can't pay retail.
So the takeaway, just go ahead and just take it away.
Yeah.
Don't waste too much energy. Let them know I'm not the guy. Oh no, I think you are. Then you're like, oh, I got a real one here. Wait a minute. So that's a good way. Get off the phone with them. Don't waste no time with them. Darian over there, WD Property Investments up in Baltimore. All right, let's see what we got here. Good one there. Let's see here. That verbiage helps you get rid of the tire kickers. Yep, exactly, Derek. Let's see here. I'm trying to avoid all MWAs, minimum wage activities. Lock up the deal. That's right, Robert. You got it. Lock them up first. That's right. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way I've done it from day one. Did you come in like that too, Chris, or were you going to run out to the
No. When I first started, I started wholesaling foreclosure properties. So I was working directly with realtors, and they would give me the lockbox code to the properties, and I would go see them. And then when I transitioned into doing seller direct properties, I was still going to see them. The issue is that at a time when I went full time in 2010, properties I have one in an area called Clearwater, one in St. Pete, another one maybe in Newport Richey. That's all over the damn city. You know what I'm saying? So it's not enough time in a day for me to get to every home. And then on top of it, I'm going to the homeowner, and then they're not even interested at the price that I'm going to need that. They want, 150,000, and it's only worth 45. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was like, yo, I gotta figure this shit out because this is not working in my favor right now. And so that's when I started doing virtual back in 2011. But before then, no, I was going to every single property.
See, I came in, I learned quick. I said, what? I can do this from sitting in this chair? My very first deal, I never met the seller to that house or the buyer. So, I mean, I would know the guy if I walked by him today. So I'm like, hey, and that's what I'm talking about. So let's see here. Chris Jackson says, wait till the title starts, asking them for information and the process is moving forward, then hit them with that price drop. That's right. Somebody over here on Facebook, and if you're watching in the Woke Real Estate Investing Group, go ahead and hit that link all the way down at the bottom of the description. That'll give us your name and everything to show who you are. They say, how do you find good contractors to use, Chris?
So the biggest thing I would tell everybody, one, referrals. That's one of the biggest things. I mean, that's period. I think getting referrals from other people. The biggest thing, though, sometimes I know like some people may not want to give up their contractors if they're keeping them busy with their projects. Another thing you can do, Home Depot, to be honest with you, they're hanging out every morning around, and I don't know if it's everywhere across the country, but I know like here in Florida, around 8:30, I would say between 8:30 to 8:30 and 9:30, contractors just be sitting out there. A lot of Mexicans and stuff like that won't work. Some of them may not have their green cards or whatever, so they working on the table, whatever. But you can find like some solid contractors that are at Home Depot sitting in the corner. So that's another thing. So first I say get a referral. Two, I would then go like the Home Depot. They literally Lowe's. They just be sitting outside.
Wow. So those people that's sitting out at the Home Depot and Lowe's and stuff, how do you verify that their work is going to be good? Do you ask them for before and after pictures?
Yeah. We want to see before and after pictures to see if some projects they currently are working on. I mean, the biggest thing you do want to see, like, you don't want to you want to have somebody that is licensed, because what you don't want to happen, there's people that can do this and get on the table, but if they don't have a license, you don't want to run into the issue of like getting red tagged. That happened to one of my friends. Yeah, somebody that wasn't licensed, they did the house, and then they came in and did the inspection, and they saw that, oh, well, this wasn't done by a licensed contractor, so then bam, they red tag. You got to do the whole shit all over again.
That wouldn't be no good. So that's cool. They say go to local Facebook groups and ask for references as well. That's a good place to get them. Yeah. Let's see. Angelo say, when the buyer wants to see the property, how do you arrange that virtually, Chris?
Yeah, good question. So typically what we're trying to do on our first go around is we want to lock it up and put a lockbox on it, right? So when we have one of our field runners or if our acquisition manager is going out to the property to get photos, either one of them, we want them to put a lockbox on it. So that's the first way we're trying to go, is because once we have a lockbox on it, then we can just send the buyers through there on their own. If that's not the case, we have a disposition manager that will go out and will show the property. So you guys can do that. If you're in a virtual market, you're just going to have your field guy, field woman or whatever. They'll be the person that'll show the property. You can pay them anywhere from $25 to $50, or you can pay them like 5% on the deal of the net profits. That's another option that you can do. So that's what you can do to arrange it where you just still have to be there. That's what I've done in the past. But first option is the lockbox code on it. We tell the homeowner, listen, we're going to give you the code, and that way you have it. They're going to use a spare key. And then the way we word it is that, listen, we still have to get our contractors in there. And what we say is we don't say buyers, we use the term funding partner, right? So we say we still need to get our contractors in to get his estimates, and our funding partner, which funds all of our deals, aka our cash buyer, into the property so we can close the deal. We don't want you to have to come back and forth to open up the house. So it's easier if we can just put a lockbox on it, so that way they can go in. We'll make sure nothing is touched. Everything else, you have the code to it, so you can come in or whatever you want as well. And then we can go ahead and move forward. We get this thing wrapped up in the next 2 weeks.
Wow. So you actually present that to them and let them know we're putting a lockbox on there. We kind of cheap. We just kind of put it in the paperwork that a lockbox may be installed, and then because I've heard people come back to me and say, "Oh, my seller don't want me to put a lockbox." I'm like, "Why'd you tell them that? It's in the paperwork. We're gonna we may put a lockbox on it." I mean, I don't know, is that wrong or something? I mean, we do it. I mean,
Chris, that's solid. I ain't never heard that.
It says it on all our contracts. So we may install a lockbox for ease of access. It just says it right on our contract. And we never have any pushback like, oh, what's this? Or, oh, they sign it. And I mean, once we got a key, we put a lockbox on it. I don't ask them for permission.
Nice.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. So, yeah, there you go. Let's see here. Jonathan Branch has a good question. He said he has $2,000 US. How can he start this business tomorrow?
All right. So, Jonathan, first thing I want you to do is definitely, I would tell you, tap in with Chris on all the information and education that he has for you. Because the first thing is you got to educate yourself. People come to me all the time and be like, hey, I got 20,000. And listen, I know people that blew 30,000 and haven't got nothing, So one is educating yourself first, having the knowledge of how to go out there and basically you're a marketer. How do I go out and market? So you learn the game of marketing, which you can learn from Chris Monroe, right? Tapping into shows like this, getting in tune with the things that his services and stuff like that he has. Then after that, it's just marketing. Most of your budget, if not all, is really going to go to you getting you some leads, whether you're going to be doing some cold calling, text message blasts, rings, voicemails, whatever. But getting you some leads and start to market to homeowners. That's really all you're going to be focused on. You are a marketer as a wholesaler. You market for homeowners that are looking to sell quick and get cash in their pocket. You market for buyers that you're going to match them up with those sellers and make money.
Wow. So 2,000 is a lot. I think I only started with 1,000 and that was too much. I mean, people say you don't even need that much to get in the game. Mm-hmm. So you literally can start with a small amount of money. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. I tell everybody start low, man. Don't go below 2,000 on.
Don't need. You don't even need 2,000. That's about 6 months of marketing almost if you do it right. Yeah. If because you can only handle so much anyway if you just yourself.
Exactly.
How many leads can you handle?
Right.
All right, let's see here. Chris Jackson says, yeah, back in the day, Chris was going crazy with the REO game. Oh, yeah, you were. He talking about you.
Yeah. Definitely. That was my first introduction to wholesaling.
So you were buying them from the bank then. So they needed you to have cash and you couldn't do, I mean, I guess the rules were different though, right?
No, it was crazy. So like back then, there was a website you can go on and you can print out a proof of funds letter. So I would use that to put in my offer. And then what I would do, this is my strategy, what I used to do, because you can't straight like wholesale like how we can do today to assign a contract to a buyer. You got to double close on it. So I had transactional funding in place, but what I would do is I would lock up a deal. I'll put an offer in like Wednesday night, Thursday morning. They would accept the offer around like Thursday evening. Right. And then we'll get all the stuff back by, later Thursday to Friday. Right. So now I got under contract at the latest Friday morning. I got the whole weekend. They're going to want the deposit, but I'm a prolong. I'm going to be like, yo, I'm going to get the deposit in. I'm sending in the mail. So if I'm sending in the mail on a Friday, they're not expecting it right until the next week. So I would take the whole weekend. I would put out banner signs and I would market for buyers and try to get a buyer in for the weekend with a deposit before they looking for my deposit come Monday too.
Damn, that's called rob Peter to pay Paul. So you made it happen all over a weekend.
Yeah.
And they want that money quick.
Oh man, I almost lost $1,000 actually on one of them because I actually did send them the check, and they only have a 7-day inspection period for the most part. So I ended up couldn't find a buyer and almost got jammed up. I had to like make up this inspection. It was crazy, but I got my money back. But yeah, it was tough. It was definitely tough because you got to know your numbers, and it's different when you dealing with properties that's listed already. You got to get them under the list price because nobody's going to buy a property from you at 50 when it's on the MLS for 45.
Right. And that's a good question. How do you deal with it if it is listed on the MLS? Do you dabble in it or do you leave those alone all the way?
I haven't done a property listed in a while, but the biggest thing with properties that's listed is just you want to negotiate them under the list price. So then when you bring it to a buyer, the property is, under what the property is listed. So I feel like they're getting a good deal. They're like, how the heck did you get it for 30 and it's on here for 45? That doesn't make any sense, but they want it, you know what I'm saying? So that was the biggest thing is just we had relationships with some of the realtors where we would get stuff either fresh when it's coming off the market, like literally once it goes listed, it goes from listed to pending, or we were just getting the stuff that had been sitting on there for a long time and we will get them up. But nowadays, that's not even happening because there's no inventory.
Wow. So that's great. So you don't mess around with any kind of real estate agents or nothing. You do all this stuff in-house and do your business.
Yeah. I have a real estate agent. She's my disposition manager, so she sells my deals, but I don't work to like acquire property from realtors now.
Yeah, because a lot of people spend a lot of energy. Let me look on the MLS and I can find a deal. And I'm like, I don't know if you're gonna find a deal on there. That's a needle in a haystack for real.
Real.
Most definitely. So you would advise to go ahead and do your own marketing, find some deals on your own. That's the best way, right?
Absolutely.
All right. What's up, Nashira? Dropping in. Good to see you. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, an open question. How do y'all find leads?
Definitely. The biggest thing that we're using is like list broker sites. So we use PropStream to pull a lot of different lists of distressed sellers, whether it's tax delinquent, vacant. We do liens. We also do failed listings, which is somebody that just their listing of their property just didn't get sold, which is a really good actually target. So we take lists like that, and then we also do like stacked a list. So we may do like a vacant homeowner that's also low income or bad credit. So we'll stack different distress filters on. But we pull these lists from sites like PropStream and targettheselist.com. And then what we do is we take those leads and we just start marketing to them. Because not everybody's going to want to sell the property. It's a super numbers game. But that's what we use, which Chris just popped up his free trial. You guys can check it out. Definitely a gold mine you guys can use, like I said, to start getting some leads and marketing to them.
That's right. PropStream. Get your free 7-day trial at wokesource.com. As a matter of fact, next Monday, I'll be on with Burton from PropStream. I'll be looking over that app they just dropped. So check that out. So that's a good way to get some leads, get some people in. You get a property under contract. What are you doing now to find these cash buyers to take these deals off your hand?
Yeah, well, 2 ways we do it. One, we use PropStream, right? So we can use them. We got a list of cash buyers right there for you. You can pull, and then we contact them that way. Another thing that we do too which is a cool way, our dispo will actually list, because she's a realtor, we'll list the property on MLS. If you guys are in Florida, if you guys are in, I think it's also Alabama, you can use this website called flatfee.com. You pay $99. You list the property on there. They list it as a one-time fee on the MLS for you. Your phone is going to blow up off the hook of tons of buyers wanting the deal. A lot of times it will be a realtor that'll be calling on behalf of a buyer, but we've been able to basically, we do like when we have a hot property, like we know like this is a great deal, we will actually start a bidding war on our wholesale deal. We'll list it on flat fee as an MLS, as a host. We'll list it as a deal, right? That and they'll contact us, and what we do is instead of putting a lockbox on it for them to actually go see it, you got to do is it's got to be a vacant property. But we will actually say, my disposition manager will say, hey, listen, she'll do it like a realtor would do. We're actually having showing between 1 and 2 o'clock today, and she'll have that whole hour, or maybe it might be 2 hours, and she'll show the property to many of buyers. All of the buyers and the realtors that's in behalf of the buyer, they're all going to come in at the same time. And they're going to start to see there's other people that's interested, and then it starts a bidding war. And then by the time you know it, we didn't sold the property $10,000 more than what we asked.
Crazy. So you said it's called flatfee.com?
Yep, flatfee.com.
But they only down in that southwest area. Okay.
Yeah. There's other sites, but that site specifically, I think, is on Florida, Alabama that they offer it.
Because I think they do that on Redfin or something, right? Can't you list it on there for 1% or something funky? I think
I'm not sure. I didn't know.
Yeah, I think I saw some advertisement or something, but I never dabbled in it either. But yeah, that definitely makes a difference. Dispo that bad boy. Because in Missouri, I don't know if you can do this everywhere, but we can do contract by owner and put it on the MLS like that, just by having it under contract.
Well,
I don't know if everybody can do that. I mean, probably can.
Yeah, I don't think everywhere you can do that. That's the only thing.
You just got it under contract, put it on the MLS. Damn, forget a hotel, a real hotel.
Right.
So cool. So what do you got going on, Chris? What do you do for? Do you have some coaching or something, or what do you do for people out here that want to get more information and want to follow your content?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I do is we actually hold a class. We just started to, like I said, we just started. We have a class that we do live. We kind of this week maybe stopped doing the live class. But anyways, long story short, we do a live class typically for about an hour and a half every single, hour and a half for every Thursday. And in this class, we teach how to actually get started with virtual wholesaling. And then at the end, we have an offer for you if you want to join our program. So we do have a group coaching program called the Burger Flip and Riches 3.0. And what it is that we refined it. This is why it's our third remodel of the actual course. But the biggest thing what we do that's different in this is that we do coaching every other week with myself. So every other Wednesday, I do a live call with all the students that's in our class. We got 1,600 members in there as of right now. We have a private Facebook group. And then we also, one of my students that worked with me last year, he has a $100,000 plus a year business. He does live sales training and live calls every single Thursday at 1 o'clock for all our members as well. So we offer that if you come into our program, it's not cheap. It's $1,000 to get in. But if you come into our program and you get leads, if you do not have the confidence or don't feel like you can go out and call the lead yourself or specifically lock the deal up, maybe you talk to the lead, but you don't know how to negotiate the deal, you can submit that lead to us. Corey will actually go out and cold call that lead or call that lead. You know, if you haven't called, if you have talked to them, they'll call up as a follow-up. And if he locks up the deal over the phone, you'll end up, being able to take that deal and make profit of it. You just kind of split the deal with them 50-50 or whatever to see lock it up for you. But yeah, we do that. So calls every single Thursday with him, calls every other Wednesday with me. Again, we got a private Facebook group. We actually got softwares. We give you contracts. We give a whole bunch of stuff for it. So that's why it's not cheap to get in.
But wait a minute, you said it's only $1,000 though. $1,000 is cheap in real estate. They can pay 20, 30, and 40,000 and get into this game.
Yeah, it is cheap relatively, but some people, they may not be used to. They might, be used to $97 products or something like that, which is cool. We're doing stuff a little different out here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
So they used to the $100. We just got spoiled on a $97 deal.
Yeah.
Everything $100. So cool. So where do people go if they want to find out about that?
Yeah, so I would tell you, just connect me on Instagram. I got the link in my bio, but at Detroit Mogul, you connect with me on there. And yeah.
Detroit Mogul. You see it down there in the computer screen. You like my artwork. I'm trying to get good. So right there, Detroit Mogul on Instagram. Hit them up if you want to get more information on that coaching program or that real estate program. Is that for local people or is that for people anywhere in the United States?
Oh, anywhere in the United States. We got people all the way from Australia closing deals in Detroit. We got people Africa, you name it. So it's all over the world, honestly. But it's doing real estate in the state, though.
Right. I know that's right. They said flatfee.com. We even got people over here watching on Twitch. Look at that. Nice. So trying it out. So we got about 43 people in here watching across the stream. If y'all have any other questions, drop them in here before we wrap this thing up. So connecting with you is on Detroit Mogul on Instagram. What other ways are people able to connect with you?
You can go to my website, Escape the Newbie Zone. It's escapethenewbiezone.com. That's my podcast site. Of course, it has some information about the training course, and I give a lot of videos away. I got over 300 something podcast episodes. I took a chill. I haven't done an episode in like 2 months, but there's 350 plus episodes. So, you can go and consume all of the content on there as well too. So escapethenewbiezone.com. That's where my podcast is at. You can tap into that as well.
Escapethenewbiezone.com. Wow. Escape. Just get up out of there. No more.
Get out of it. Yeah.
So you say you got over 300 something videos. So that's so much content out here. What do you say to a person that knows that there's so much content? How do they get focused on the right content or the content they want? How does a person figure that out?
Absolutely. So first you want to look at is just, there is a lot of content that you can consume, right? And you can get into the analysis paralysis, which I think all of us at some point in our entrepreneur journey fall into. But, like Chris just said, focus. Follow one's course until successful. So the biggest thing I tell people is that find one strategy, find one person, right? And you just follow everything they do. If they have the specific lifestyle or they are having the success that you want, and they're having other people that are having success that you want to, because the one thing I want everybody to understand too is that I say, listen, no matter if you come to me for coaching or you go to whoever else, it doesn't really matter. Look at, is that person living life and are they having the success that you want? And also, is their students having a byproduct success as well too? If their students having success and they're having success, follow that person only. Do everything that they tell you to do. Don't jump around trying to find this other person because it looks shiny and it looks like, oh, no. Follow one. If they tell you this is all I do is cold calling, that's all you do is cold calling. Become the master of something instead of trying to become a jack of all trades and just go all in until you cannot stop. I mean, you shouldn't be able to stop. Just go all in until you get a deal, pretty much. Because my thing is that anytime you invest anything, right? You guys are on here right now, you're investing your time, right? It's not money, but you're investing your time. So if you're doing anything in this business, time, money, that investment needs to come back with a return. So that means you should not stop until you at least get one deal. Then you can make the decision after you get one deal. Was it too much? Maybe you want to get into another industry, but maybe you realize that it actually wasn't that much. And it's a pretty much simple process. You can keep going. And then you'll realize, all right, I can do this full time. But at least get your return on your investment. Don't spend time and money on something and then be like, oh, it's too hard. I'm gonna stop and go to something else. That's, to me, it's stupid.
They be quitting. There's an I in quit, and they just ready to use it. So, all right. So how does one know that they are ready for a coach or for a mentor? Or do they just keep trying until they figure it out or they can't go any further? Where do they know it's time to step up and get a coach?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is that, you got to know yourself, right? So for me, when I first started, I bought a $997 course, which was books and DVDs. It was so different from the way now because it was on Instagram and things like that. But I'm a I learn a lot from like just self-learning on the internet and things like that. So I can figure stuff out on my own with the help of some type of educational course or videos that I can watch. But that's myself or how I learn. Other people might need to learn more hands-on. Other people may need to have more questions, answered from that particular coach or consultant or whatever. So just be real with yourself. And then also look at it like this, like, do you have the time to go out and try to figure this stuff out on your own? Me, when I first started, I was like, all right, I can figure it out. I don't have no money, so I'm going to figure it out bits and pieces or whatever. And that's what I did. Now I'm spending money. I spent 30 grand on the mastermind this year because I don't have time to be wasting and trying to figure certain stuff out on my own. I'd rather pay the person that I know directly has the success I want. I'm going to pay them not just for their success. I'm paying them actually for the mistakes. I don't want to make the same mistakes they made. So I'm paying them for the mistakes that they made. So I know that I don't make those mistakes. And I can get closer and quicker to the success that I want. That's what you got to ask yourself. And if you're in that position, go ahead and get a coach now.
I know that's right. It makes a big difference because, you can spend 10 years wasting time or 5 years wasting time. Like, man, because I talked to some people on a coaching call or just even a free call or something. And I'm like, man, this is like a small little tweak, and you was working real hard over there. You could have made this call a long time ago and got all that worked out and got it fixed up and said, hey, man, you're doing it backwards. But, we all live and we learn.
Right.
Derek Wise wants to know, what keeps you motivated and consistent?
Definitely. So for me, I'm not going to say the typical stuff. I mean, yeah, my kids keep me motivated, but, at the end of the day, my kids don't know the difference between 100,000 and 2,000, right? So it's motivation, but it's not super motivation, to be honest. But what keeps me motivated, honestly, is two things. One is lifestyle. I'll just be like transparent. Like my lifestyle that I have, I love it. I just got back from New York today. The past few weeks, I've been traveling like it ain't no pandemic. Honestly, I've been to LA. I mean, not LA. I've been to Vegas. I've been to Arizona. I've been to Miami. I went to Philly. So like, I've been on the growth, on the move. I mean, so like for me, my lifestyle, like I love to be able to travel and do things and be able to live on my own terms in the sense of whatever I want to do, I can be able to do. And there's no limit when it comes to, because there's enough money and there's enough capital and generating, from businesses that allows me to do that. So that's one. And then two, the reason why, like what keeps me motivated and consistent with like getting out to the world, the messages and coaching and stuff like that is this legacy. When I die, whenever that is, whenever my time is up, I don't know what it is. I want my funeral to have a lot of different people that tell stories that even a conversation like this that they might have had that they picked up some gems and game on that have changed their life. That's what I want. I want my daughter and my son at my funeral, whenever that is, that they're like, damn, my dad was a shit. Like my dad, he helped a lot of people. You know what I mean? So that's what keeps me motivated. Is on that side too. Is his legacy at this point.
I know that's right. That's what kind of motivates me as well. I know what the alternative is: going to get a 9 to 5 and clocking in and begging for a day off, begging for a vacation time. Hell no! I want the freedom. Because once you're free, you can't go back, right?
Can't, man. You can't.
It don't even feel right. Like somebody lying. Like, what? I gotta go back and do what? Oh no. I know that's right. So let's see here. Can every single property be handled, being wholesaling, creative financing, etc.? I guess can everything become a deal somehow?
Well, you know, every property can be sold at the right price, right? So yeah, you can. There is a strategy for pretty much damn near every single property. Will the homeowner be acceptable for it? Will they accept that type of strategy? That's the question that has to be answered. Because you may come up with a creative way that you're trying to say, hey, what if I could get you that amount? But over the course of, you know, a few years, when you ask that question, then maybe they say yes, but maybe they say no. So yeah, there is a strategy. I mean, you can do keys for, you know, for deed. Like there's all type of like cash for deed. There's so many different like strategies in real estate that I have not even tapped to. So yes, every single property can be handled differently where you can make a deal. It's just you got to know that knowledge on how to be able to offer that to the homeowner and them seeing the benefit of themselves, you know, because again, you might have a homeowner that they want the cash right now and owner financing don't even make sense to them. They like, I need the cash right now.
Makes a big difference. Angela Long say, oh man, Chris, you just struck a nerve. I'm officially tired of begging for a day off. That freedom is everything. That's right. Freedom is key.
Yeah.
And Cynthia wants to know what's next for you, Chris.
Oh man. So really, you know, in business, I would say is just my thing is that I don't have necessarily any income specific goals per se. Right now, I was focusing on building wealth at this point. So it's just like I want more assets that I'm looking to acquire. So that's like my biggest thing that's next for me is to keep, you know, buying assets. Other than that is just I want more testimonials. We're getting about 1 testimonial a week. I want to get that up to like 3. One testimonial a week. I want to get that up to like 3. Like I want to be more like 2, 3 a week. So my thing is that, you know, any type of goal you have, when it comes to tied to money, you know, there's this thing is that, listen, if you want to make $1 million, help 1 million people. So my thing is that I need to be able to help more people. If I can help more people make more money, then ultimately I'm going to be blessed and it's going to come back tenfold to me as well. So that's my thing too, is just I want to be able to help more people and get them to understand the power of this business. You know, the simplicity of the business. Yeah. So that's what's next to me is just continue to stay focused, buying some assets, and just lead by example.
That's right. Lead from the front. Lead the charge. If y'all watching, give this video a thumbs up. Give it a like. Give it a share. Chris, you just mentioned something about testimonials. What are you doing as far as testimonials? Are they writing them out? Is it a video testimonial? What are they doing?
Yeah, so we try to get all of them to submit videos.
Yes.
That's really the biggest thing. But we get people that write us like on our Facebook group every week. Like, oh, we just closed the deal, this and that. Some people are a little afraid to get on the camera. So, you know, it's fine. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But we try to get a lot of them on video, though. That's what we want. Because we want them to share their story. But some people, believe it or not, I had a guy the other day, he did a deal that he made, it was like 15 grand. And he was like, yeah. He was like, I don't want my people in my neighborhood to know how much I'm making. So he went out there. So I was like, all right, man.
Making too much money. So definitely. So yeah, testimonials on the training side as well as on the real estate side. We've gotten deals, I know for sure, because we, you know, after we do a deal with a seller, we get a video with them. Hey, how did everything work? It was great. Chris was great, whatever. And we put that on our website. People have actually done deals with us because they looked at all the video testimonials, and that has increased our conversion rate.
Absolutely.
You got to do something to separate yourself from the competition, right?
Exactly.
Cool. All right, let's see here. WD Property Investment says, I just hired my first virtual assistant. Do you have any advice on teaching my VA to build rapport with the seller?
Yeah, the best advice, what we do every single Monday, we do a call with our VA. Now and she's been with us for a while, so it's a little bit different. But like the best advice I would tell you to do is what we did early on was we do role playing. So you should always role play every and do a weekly call with that VA every single week and do role playing for about 10, 15 minutes and switch it up. Do one that obviously where it's a pretty general call where you're the seller, you're asking, certain questions, or you're getting them to obviously to ask you certain questions, you respond back, but then be a mean seller. Respond back negatively. Respond back where you're causing a little chaos in a sense to see how they're going to react to it. And then from there, when they mess up or they say something, you say, listen, in that particular time when I said, where'd you get my phone number from? You should have responded like this. Right. And so now they're, we're taking notes and they're understanding how to handle, calling, how to build rapport as well. And so that's what you do is the best thing is role playing.
Role play. So practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I tell people all the time, you got to be practicing and training. We can try to dodge out of it, especially if you're talking about hiring a team and VAs. You got to have a plan to train these people because they're a reflection of you. If they go out there and they suck, you suck. Would you agree with that, Chris?
Absolutely.
All right. So that's what we want. So let's see here. If we have any other questions in here, let's see. It's a lot of different words. I'm just trying to see if there's any other questions. They said they appreciate that. Thank you for that. And I need and want to build financial wealth. So that's what you were talking about a second ago when it comes to wealth, building it up. So are you using like private money or using your money, or what are you doing as far as deals?
Yeah, I'm just using my own cash. I got money. Yeah, I know.
They say don't ever use your cash, Chris.
But the reason why? The only reason why I'm using my cash is because one of my businesses generates so much cash that it's like I need write-offs. So you start getting to the point where you're getting a lot of money coming in rapidly. The best way, I could just hold on to it. But here's the thing, I'm going to pay taxes on it, right? So instead of paying $30,000 taxes, I will go ahead, and take that 30 grand, put it into real estate. I'm gonna also get the tax benefits from buying an asset like that. And then it's also going to bring me cash flow and stuff. So that's the only reason why I'm taking that money and putting it and using it to buy properties. But other than that, I would use somebody else's money. Of course, that's the best strategy to do, period.
So what I'm hearing is you got rich people problems.
Somewhat.
Yeah, because people don't know when you start getting money, taxes is your largest expense. Taxes will tear your butt up.
Listen, especially you don't have no write-offs. Again, why would you listen? You don't want to know that I got a CFO team that I hired, and so we go over numbers every single month of like where we're at as far as the write-offs, as far as the bookkeeping of the money that's coming in and where to go. And it's like we have a business that's just you cash rich. You got to find ways to move it around and hide it or get rid of it somehow. Because if not, Uncle Sam will eat you alive. When you're 7 figures in, it's ridiculous how much they rape you.
It'll be $300,000. You'd be like, man, I ain't giving them all that money. Hell no. So you're gonna learn how to maneuver and move like a snake. Move like a snake. They ain't giving them nothing. All right. Cynthia says, does Chris do joint ventures?
Yeah, we do JVs. We look for stuff in our market specifically, but that's the reason why, for all the members that's in our program, our student Corey that does the calls, he JVs all across the country. So he'll do stuff. But ourselves, we only really set up shopping really in Florida because we got stuff in Jacksonville. We've done some deals in Orlando and stuff like that. So if it's in Florida, we'll take a look at it. Anywhere else, I mean, if it's a great deal, I won't pass up on it, but we only really look at stuff really for like my area, specifically in Florida. But if it's a deal in Florida that, we could be able to JV on, we'll do it too. Because, I mean, we got buyers up north and South Florida as well.
So Florida, anything in Florida, hit up Chris. Yeah, he got you hooked up. Buyers, whatever you need, we got you. No. Yeah. All right. They want to know if List Source is a dead channel.
No, List Source is never a dead channel. I mean, yes, there's other, sites and like PropStream we mentioned earlier and things like that you can use. ListSource isn't dead. It's not the go-to site that everybody talks about because of these other different sources and sites that people are using. But no, it's not dead.
Yeah, because I've spent thousands of dollars on ListSource. I've got deals from it. Don't get me wrong, but boy, it costs a lot to get that deal. Say that's serious. I'm like, man, I pull a list, skip trace a list. I'm like, damn, $600-$700 deep. Right. I ain't talked to nobody yet. Right. I said, I'll talk to him. Right. All right, let's see here. Moses Atkins says, where's the best place to find the right contracts for closing deals? Well, I'm glad you asked. Right above my head there's a site called wokerealestates.com. Has all the contracts you need for wholesaling, creative deals, subject to wraparound mortgages, lease options, all the funky stuff, all the paperwork to make that paperwork is right there at wokerealestate.com. Let's see here. What is the process for getting someone on payroll? I want to officially hire my 15-year-old son to do some VA tasks.
So, yeah, that's good. You actually can hire them, and it'll save you in taxes as well, too. But far as put them on payroll, I mean, you just set up some type of like contract with them, what they're going to be getting paid, and then you can pay them, however you want to pay them, bi-weekly, you can pay them weekly, monthly. But hiring them is just putting a regular contract with them and saying we're going to agree to this price. It doesn't have to be like a employment letter or anything like that official like you get from working like a corporate job. You can just say this is what we're going to agree to on. You're going to work this hours, and these are the tasks at hand. And that could just be a simple document that you create. You guys both sign it, and boom, it's official.
Just like that. And yeah, you can I don't know what the law is called or something, but I believe if you're hiring your own children, that money, like a portion of that money is tax-free, like $26,000 or something like that. I don't remember what the number is, but you could basically not pay zero tax on that money. So go do some research, Angie. Definitely check that out. I forgot what it's called, but hit me up later. I may be able to send that information over to you. Not everybody gonna hit me up. Oh, what's that called? I shouldn't say that. All right, so let's see here. I need help getting other people's money. I really need to get in. I'm ready to get into this investing now. Other people's money. How do you go about getting that, Chris?
Yes. The biggest thing is networking, right? So one of the things is that you want to. Here's a very simple question you can ask anybody. You don't want to come at somebody directly and ask them for money, but what you want to do is you got to understand that everybody is what's in it for me. So instead of asking for, hey man, I need $100,000 for this, property I'm looking to fix up and flip. No, change the question. It's not even a question directly to them, but it is. So here's what you can say. Instead of saying, hey, can I get $100,000 for this property? Say, hey, anyone that would like to make 8% on their return on their money in the next 90 days? And then just wait. And it's like, what? Yeah. I'm looking for somebody that, has some cash laying around the bank that want to make a quick 8% on their money. And maybe if it's a rehab, it might only take 60 days, however, long. But that's one way you can start to do is offer to get private money is offer the benefit. And offer to them not directly, but just say that they know anybody. Because 9 times out of 10, if they had the money, they're like, yeah, well, I got the money. Tell me a little bit more how this works. And then boom, now the conversation starts. But you just want to make sure when you borrow any type of money. Even when I had to borrow money from my baby mama to buy the course when I first got started in it, I gave her the benefits. Hey, listen, this is the benefits that's gonna happen. First off, our daughter's gonna be taken care of because I'm gonna make this thing happen. One, right?
That's
Two,
right.
The benefit is that I'm going to also, pay you back double once deal closes. So, if you need money to necessarily get into to marketing or whatever for your wholesale business, think about some other people that you might know have money, but then give them the benefit. Before asking them, give them the benefit of offer of what's it going to be for them, because you can't just go ask for money and there's no correlation of why they should give you the money because they're like, oh, what is it? What's in it for me? Start off what's in it for them. Then, if you lead with that first, then get into it. You can have a better, better outcome of what you're looking to get, which is the money.
Yeah, a lot of people make that mistake. Yeah, let me get 100,000 for what? What's going on with that? You know, and all that. And then you reverse. You're out of position. You got to stay in position when you're pitching this stuff.
Mhm.
Good one there. That's a good one on how to get it. And if you are watching in the Woke Real Estate Investing Group, hit that description all the way down at the bottom. There's a link that'll let us know who you are because I can't see who you are. Just says Facebook user. Let's see here. Honestly, it feels good to be learning from Black men that are on their road to being multi-millionaires. You too, Max, Antoine, etc., are like uncles for us youngsters. Oh, wow.
Appreciate it.
It's a compliment. So they coming in bringing heavy hitters. That's right. And that's how we do it each and every Monday night right here. Let's see here. Chris, I have properties for sale right now, but I can't see who you are. I don't know if you're talking to that Chris or this Chris. Too many Chris.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what you do. If you got a deal for me, I'm going to put my email address up. Where do people go if they want to send you a deal or something? Do they just hit you on the social media? What do they do with that, Chris?
Yeah, hit me on social media because I'll end up sending it to my acquisition person, Mike, to take a look at it. So just send it to me on Instagram.
Send it to them on Instagram at Detroit Mogul. If you got something for me in the St. Louis market, Chris at wokerealestate.com. Shoot me an email. I'll definitely take a look at it. I'll look at anything, but I won't buy anything. No junk allowed. All right, let's see what we got here. Great information. Thank you. There's no problem. Where's the links? There's no link. And there. Okay. So, all right. So any closing statements you want to give to the family? I see they left a lot of questions in here. I want to say thank you for coming on too, because I know this is a lot to get on and take time from the family and all that stuff and come back and give to the community for free. Drop something heavy on them on a closing statement.
All right, closing statement, man. Listen, one of the things that you want to understand with this business is that this is a marathon. Okay, you know, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, man. And he talks about the marathon continues. A lot of people think that this is a quick sprint. And I want you guys to understand this as well, is that fall in love with the process, the journey of getting to where it is you want to get to, because there comes a point, and I just got to be upfront and transparent with you guys. There comes to a point in life when you finally feel like you did make it, when you're getting a lot of money, that it doesn't feel as good. It doesn't feel as fulfilling. You don't even necessarily feel as happy when the money is there, because now you got to figure out what are you going to do with the money? Two, you may even still sometimes feel a void of emptiness of you thought what it was going to feel when you started to get it. So I'm not saying this to be like, oh, like don't want and don't acquire a lot of money, but I'm telling you this is fall in love with the journey, fall in love with the process. If you only fall in love with just the result, when the end result comes, you got to keep chasing that result. When you fall in love with the process, you're going to enjoy every single part of it. You look at artists, entertainers, they fall in love with the creativity of making the art and stuff that they put out for you guys to enjoy and listen. It's the same thing with your business. Fall in love with you skip tracing the leads. You fall in love with talking with sellers. Maybe you're getting some no's. It doesn't matter. That no is going to be quicker for you to get the yes. The yes to a contract, the yes to getting a deal closed. There's a bunch of no's in the woods, and all you're doing is getting rid of the ones other no's, and that yes is right there. So fall in love with the process of everything, and I promise you, you will make it happen. You will get there. And you will enjoy everything of it too. The success will feel so good because you can't enjoy success without paying first.
You got to go through the pain, go through the woods, and come back out and come out the hood. Mm-hmm. So definitely, that's some powerful stuff right there. Most definitely. So connect Detroit Mogul on IG. Chris Bruce, my bro, came in hard, swinging and bucking and swinging. You're welcome back here anytime. You got anything coming up in the future, anything you need to tell the people about, anything, you're always welcome here, bro. Other than that, thank you for coming on, all right?
I appreciate it, Chris.
All right. That's how we do it, family, each and every Monday night right here, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern, where we talk about that real estate talk. Give this video a thumbs up. Give it a like, give it a share, tag somebody. Even if you're watching on the replay, leave a smart alecky comment down there. Say, I don't agree with that. You wrong. Let me know. I don't care. Say you right about that. Oh, I went through this situation. Give us feedback. That helps us with the algorithm. That helps us move up because we want to help as many people as humanly possible all the time. Let's see what we got here. Thank you. No problem, Cynthia. Thank you. All right. We got Tisha. Good stuff. That was good. That's right. That's good. That's how we do it. $12,000 tax deduction per child up to 3 children. Look at you being woke over there. Staying woke. Stay woke or wind up broke. Thank you for that feedback as well. So like I said, we'll be on next Monday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you're tuned in for that. We'll be going through some marketing systems. That's August the 10th. Make sure you're tuned in and get that. So we'll get that going. The following week, we're on with Antoine Campbell out of Virginia, but I think he's doing deals all over the East Coast there. Make sure you're tuned in for that on the 17th, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. We also have booked in Victor Antonio talking about sales, because like we just said in this stream here, this whole business is about what? Marketing and sales. When you get through, you're going to have to market. When you get through, you're going to have to sell. Somebody got to market, somebody got to sell. So we're going to give you some strategies and some tips and some tricks to help you with the sales. That's on the 31st of August. That's what we're doing there. If you ever want to be notified of any of the upcoming live streams, all you have to do is text JV to 31996. That'll get you the free joint venture agreement, and it'll get you the notification to know when we go live. Text JV to 31996. And here's some resources to help you out in your real estate investing endeavors. Woke Source for more leads you can handle. Woke Skip Tracing for the skip tracing service as low as 15 cents per match. And WokeRealEstate.com for contracts, Cool Gear, and the coaching. All right, so that's how we're going to do it, family. I'm going to wrap this thing up. Chris, you can stand by if you want to for a second there. Other than that, see y'all on the next one. Do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me.
And we here. And we here. And we here. Mr. I stay woke. And Mr. I stay.
Today's broadcast is being brought to you by WokeSkipTracing.com. Look up phone numbers and email addresses with ease, with pricing as low as only 15 cents per match. Not per search, per match. If there's no number or email address, you don't pay. Get accurate data in just minutes. WokeSkipTracing.com. That's WokeSkipTracing.com.